Welcome to FHA Weekly, your one-stop program on how to secure affordable homes. I am Itunu Kolawole. We begin this edition with the latest developments in the Federal Housing Authority on FHA Round the Clock.
The Federal Housing Authority has commissioned a 4-story 59-shop mall in Gwarinpa with penthouse to boost economic activities in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) and to curb unemployment. It says this is another major step in its efforts to modernize in Abuja. The shopping complex was officially inaugurated by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. Speaking on Tuesday in Abuja during the commissioning of the FHA Mall, Gwarinpa, Abuja, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of FHA, Honorable Oyetunde Ojo, said on assumption of duties, the mall was one of the projects he inherited, but that with the charge of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that the days of abandoned projects are over in mind.
We are not stopping only at Gwarinpa Estate. Our blueprint is to extend this type of facility to all our estates for the comfort of our residents.
He added that the Gwarinpa Mall is part of a strategic plan to replicate similar facilities in other estates aimed at improving residents' living standards, generating employment opportunities, and encouraging local business activities.
The structure is a 4-suspended floor edifice, comprises of 59 shopping space and a penthouse. And I can tell you categorically that penthouse can see up to 500 to 600 people at a blow at the 5th floor. That would create conducive business atmosphere to Nigerians living or doing business in our estate.
In his remarks, Senator George Akume praised the leadership of the authority, noting that the project demonstrates purposeful governance and a strong commitment to repositioning FHA for greater national impact. He said the commissioning of the mall was in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying the present administration is working on providing the enabling environment that would make Nigeria succeed as a nation.
I am more pleased that what we are celebrating today is achieved by sheer determination and a will to succeed for the management of the federal housing authority.
With speeches done, it was time for the commissioning. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Housing, Dr. Mohammed Belgore, and the FHA management team toured the facility. The edifice is public-private partnership initiative with Horizon Construction Limited and FHA, and the CEO says they're happy with the support given to them to deliver the project.
It's a very wonderful experience. I mean, the structure is very sound, solid, and very, very stable. You know, you've done a wonderful job there. You can see the finish of the place is first class in nature.
The FHA management team says the building was built with the physically challenged in mind, with also reducing unemployment in the country.
Gwarinpa, which is on the heart of Abuja, is becoming something like close to New York or London. And in another 1 or 2 months, the traffic of people, businesses that we imagine this mall will be. And that's what we are trying to expand the economy, to create jobs for people, to make sure. So you can imagine how many people will be employed in here working. You can imagine how many people will be selling. This is a place that might probably take about close to 500 people. So you've taken another 500 people off the streets.
People have bought the shops. So now all the payments that belong to federal government will go into TSA account. So we have achieved in 2 ways: providing enable environment for people, for business. We also track revenue for government that they will use and fund other projects across the country.
We don't compromise with quality, we don't compromise with standard. And you see that in all our projects. Safety procedure is key. We ensure that in designing this building, in implementing those buildings, basic things that we need to do, we ensure we did them. We did not compromise with safety.
All I can tell you for the business angle is that in the next 1 year, I want to believe that this place is going to be a very, very busy area. Many households are going and they are living here. And Nigerians, particularly people around in Gwarinpa and around Gwarinpa, will have a place to go to make their purchases without much hurdles.
The commissioning of the mall represents more than the opening of a commercial center. It underscores government's determination to promote economic empowerment, estate revitalization, and sustainable urban development in the nation's capital across the country.
On this edition of FHA 101, we will be speaking with the chairman Opta FHA branch, Mr. Daniel Seidu, and he will be discussing with us some of the ways that management and the union are able to settle conflicts. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you, my sister.
Sir, I'd like for you to describe with us the role of the Opta Union within FHA.
The role of the Opta Union in FHA is one of the branches of the association, nationwide branch. So it's one of the branch of the national, and it's for the state. We have the national, then we have the state. So Opta FHA branch is one of the sub-unit of the state branch. So every organization where you have workers, you have such union branches in the organization.
So what category of staffs are under the union, and what are their responsibilities within FHA?
In FHA, the union is responsible for staff from grade level 1 to 17. It's open to all. It's not limited to grade levels. As long as you've seen the interest and indicated interest that you want to join the union, we'll give you the form you fill. So the union is not limited to anybody from grade level 1 to 17. And we'll have members across all grade levels in FHA. And we're responsible for them, for their welfare in the organization.
Okay, so talking about this welfare, what are the most pressing issues that are affecting the staffs?
There has been a lot of issues pending before the coming of the present management. And the present management had given us listening ear, and we have discussed. One of the major pressing needs was the promotion issue, which the MD was able to help in the area of getting approval from the ministry, which was done last year, as you're all aware, because there had been an issue of backlog of promotion for so many years. So the promotion that was done last year was kind of a combination of like 3 years outstanding promotion from 2023, 2024, 2025 promotion that was carried out. So that has reduced a lot of tension, because that's one of the major issues that has brought in a lot of tension in the organization. So that's one of the major pressing needs. Apart from that, we also talk about the issue of welfare in the area of transportation, talk about housing and other things. So the issues are there, but we are taking them one after the other because of the understanding we have with the management.
So this understanding, how would you describe the relationship between Opta and the FHA management?
Opta and FHA management, we have a very, very good cordial relationship with the management, because when the MD came into the office, we started the issue of writing of letters. Especially the MD, is not the kind of person that like you writing him letters. He like you to come in and discuss, dialogue with him, and present the issues on the ground and see how the best way to go about it. So, and because of that understanding and that we have with the management, so it make it easy for us. So if there are issues, we meet the MD because he has a kind of open door policy for us. So anytime there are issues, the MD will go to the MD's office, he give us listening ear. And not just in his office, even when we see him outside, he will call you. Are there issues? Are there anything you want to know? Even without you having an appointment, we discuss it. So there's a good relationship we have with the management because of the listening ear the management have for us. That's the MD itself.
So can you describe any recent agreement or memorandum of understanding that you have achieved or have come to with the management in recent times?
Yeah. At least in the coming in of the new management, which is like 2 years now, we had issue of the organogram, expansion of organogram, because of that was also part of the issue that has led to issue of hanging promotion because the organogram was shrink. So people that were supposed to be promoted to other levels, the space was not just there. Even though they have written the exam, they passed, but they cannot be moved because there's no space for them. So we talked about the issue of that organogram issue, the MDC, the need for that to be expanded, and he also have that part of his mind. They also talk about the issue of staff welfare, issue of increase in allowances. It was part of the issue again that we also did with the MD. That was the other year. That was 2024. We had that agreement with him. He set up a committee. The committee worked on that, and I think he implemented that by December salary of 2024, going to 2025.
I'm sorry, when you say increments in salary, are you talking about the one that the president initiated? Or did FHA actually increase the salaries of staffs also, aside the minimum wage?
Yeah, you know, the minimum wage that was approved by federal government was 70,000 naira from 35. So by the time the committee was set up, because we also wrote to the management talking about implementation of new minimum wage, and the committee went through that, and on the process of checking those, the template presented by the federal government from the budget office, we discovered that the salary in the authority here was we're already working up higher than that 70,000, which was approved by the federal government. So if we want to work by that, I mean, that means some people will have salary will be lower than based on the templates. Then we are going to bring down some people's salary lower than what was already there. So when we discovered that we're already operating above that and the high cost of living was still there, so that MD gave us some room to make some presentation of different stages of how we think the allowances can be increased to be able to at least to meet up with the current challenges in the country. So that's what we're talking about. So that came up about the time there was the new minimum wage came in when we presented that. So we'll look at those templates and we have to do a new proposal on where to increase some allowances to meet up with the current challenges. So that's what we're talking about here.
So in terms of staff welfare and basically staff needs, there have been a bit of issues. We've seen staffs writing petitions to newspapers and all of that. How are you able to actually listen and resolve staff grievances, especially in terms of, say, the ones retiring, for instance? There have been issues about their pension not having access to their pension or even remittance to pension. How are you able to deal with all these issues that just shouldn't even be there?
Thank you for that question, Naya. Some of the retirees, because I still have contact with some of the people that have retired, I just like last year we did a census for state of 2022, 2023, and 2024 people that retired last year. So we put all of them together to do a census for them. And because of that, we still have contact with them and we still have relationship with them. And some of them have actually called, not only those people outside the service, but even those people inside the service that are serving. Also, I've been saying that they have not been seeing the update of even the pension remitter. They have not been seeing the update that what they have was till last year. Mm-hmm. Yes, even we that we are serving. So I went to the salary section to make inquiry on what was the problem. Is it that we don't have money to remit our staff remitters, or what's the problem? Because, apart from those people calling from us as a retiree. And what I discovered was that the federal government brought up a new remitter payment platform, which they are supposed to remit the money through the remitter. And so the old platform, which was used for making those payments, has been changed. So it's a new platform now that has been introduced, not just for the pension, but also even for National Housing Fund and health insurance. There's a new platform that was brought in through payment through remitter.
So that means FHA has not been remitting to...
No, we've been remitting, but when the new platform came in, they've been finding it difficult to make payment. When they make payment, the payment bounces. So I went there to the finance department to make this inquiry. That's when I knew that this was the problem. It's not that we don't have money. They have been trying to make the payment, but so they send up liaison officers from those organizations. That somebody from pension has been sent to liaise with them on how to make the template and other agencies that have to do with remittance issue. So the issue is not that we don't have money, but there's a template that need to be done so that this money can be remitted properly to them. I know that I went there and I was able to help them to work on some of those templates because they are having issue with Excel issue. So I was able to go there and help them to work on some of the Excel because I needed to format some cell so that the calculation can easily fall in well. So the issue is not that we don't have money, but they are trying to meet up the payment based on the new template that have been designed by those people. So it's not issue that there's no money, but the money is there. It's a template issue, and I believe this issue will be resolved before the end of the month. All the money will be remitted back to them.
So how do you tackle or bridge the gap in communication? Because if the staffs are not aware that this is going through, then that is where petitions will be flying up and down and accusations will be thrown towards the management when the union could have, of course, done something about this.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you that I went there to make those inquiries.
But are your members aware?
Members are, there are kind of division of labor and division of duties when it comes to some things. Sometimes we, the union people, who overshoot our boundary by taking other work that's supposed to be some department. The link between the staff and the retiree is they have a session in the administration because it has to do with the welfare and industrial relation and pension. So they have a contact with those people that are outside. But with the people inside, I'm the one. It's my duty to inform people that are inside that are having issues, asking questions. And sometimes this information will pass them through our platform, and sometimes we'll have Congress meeting. So as of the time we had the last Congress meeting, this issue were not on ground. But it was after the Congress meeting I was told about this, and that was last week, which I went there to make those inquiries, and I have this information to give you. If I've not gone there to get those information, I will not have anything to tell you about this, but I'm up to date with this information because I've made those inquiries and I know those problems. That's why, yeah.
That is tremendous, sir. So I must say that you're doing very good work with the union. But also let us talk about training and retraining of members of the union. What efforts are you putting in place to ensure that there is no bias when staffs go for training?
Thank you for that question. That's one of the other major challenges we are having. Because I know that we discussed that issue during the last Congress meeting we have with my members, and they talk about training. And during the town hall meeting with the MD, I think some staff also made such questions. They presented such questions to the MD. And the MD also promised that this year, the training will be done. And I also have I want to liaise with the new GM HR, because I know that a lot of training had been done last year, but the training were not done accurately because the way it ought to be. And I think selective form of training, not based on professional and area of specialization. So in the year past, we liaise with the ITF to train most of our people that has to do skill workers. They have been the one training most of the staff in the area of people that are skilled. So this year we'll try to see how we'll discuss with the new GM HR and human resources admin to discuss with him to see how we can make a template, because I know I discussed with the previous one, telling them on how to make up a good proposal for training. That's using the nominal rule. I like to check department by department so that when you train people to so number, you know where you stop this year. Next year you continue from there. Not that you start again from the beginning, because that's what has been happening in the past. Some people go for training 2 times a year, while some have not even gone. So we're going to liaise with them and see how we can get that adequately done so that people will not be feel cheated even when they are working in the same organization and some are going and some are not going.
Well, in relation to not being cheated or even feeling left out, do you believe that improved welfare of staffs directly would translate to the service delivery in FHA?
No, that's true. And that's why our major work as union in the organization is talk about welfare. Welfare is the major thing we look at. And when we talk about welfare, it has to do with everything. And when there's a good welfare or when the management is doing well for the staff, the only way you pay back the management is by coming to work early, to be on your seat, and do what is expected of you. And that is not just done just by the management. We do that anytime we go for our meeting. We inform staff that what you need to, even when you don't have anything to do, you need to sit on your seat. They will not come to your office and they will not find you on your seat. Sit on your seat. They are paying you for you to be on your seat. Forget about the work, whether the work is there or not. Be on your seat, let them come and find you doing your work. So if there's good welfare, you see people be happy. And when somebody is happy, the person will do his work well. And when somebody is not happy, the person cannot do his work well. And that's why you see that in Federal Housing Authority, especially when we talk of, we are one of the, I would say, fortunate workers in Nigeria. Because first, most of us have our accommodation. So when we talk about paying a house rent, you don't talk of staff talking about paying house rent issue. You just feel people that just came in that have not yet gotten houses, which are working towards that. Because the more we build houses, the more we have houses available for staff to take. But FHA staff are very grateful staff, at least they're appreciative for what the organization is doing for them. And the only way we can do that is by putting in our best and do what is expected from us as staff.
So I'd also like you to describe to me what are the measures or processes that the union is using to advocate for recruitment in the authority to ensure that FHA recruits the right set of professionals, because you don't want, FHA has a reputation of never having any building collapse. So what are you doing to ensure that the professionals that is being recruited this time around still meet the same standards or even better than the people that are already in-house?
All depend on the management you're operating with. When you have management that have listening ear, it make it easy for you to bring in your input when it comes to taking decisions that has to do with the organization. And the present management have shown us that some of the employment they have done since they are coming in have shown that, yes, they are working in the right direction. The first set of people that were employed, we saw that the ad hoc work, those ones being ad hoc in the town planning department have been here for some years. When they are the first set of people that are employed because of their experience, they have been here and they have been working. So they have been tested on the field because of how long they've been here and the contribution they have done. So when we are employing, we are happy for that because of the years they have put in on ad hoc. So when they came in, we are happy with that. So, and sometimes when it comes to issue of getting professional being employed, like I said, if the management have listening here, you're able to discuss some of these terms with them. And this management have shown that, because those are some of the first issues where we had issue with the management was issue of employment when it started. We came in and we have to, when we wrote the letter, the MD was not happy with the way we approached him, but we didn't know that, we did not understand his style. So after we sat down and we deliberated, then we discovered that he wants us to always come with issues with him, discuss and agree on how we want it to go. And the MD we have is one of them that has 101 idea on his head. Because when you go with a problem with him, he will give you about 3 or 4 options how to go about it. So the MD actually has made my work as a union chairman very, very easy. And that's what people are seeing me and say, you are looking choppy. I was not like that before because he has an understanding, and when you take issues to him, he has a way he handles it. When you look at it, he gives you options, then you take among those options what is best for your people. So we'll continue to relay with them to make sure that we get the right people employed. As you know that there's a lot of gap already being created in the organization. Many of us don't have much years here. The oldest staff here in the authority, like some of us that are younger, when we came in here, will have maximum of maybe just 5 or 6 years. Majority of other people in the next 2-3 years, many of them will be going. So the majority of people that we're going to be having may be young people that will be remaining. And this is the best time I will play with them, let them cool down their head and try to learn from those that are superiors, because they have a lot of knowledge that they'll be carrying away if they don't put down their head to learn from them.
Okay, lastly, sir, do you have any message? You already said that for the younger staff. Is there any message for the union members as a whole?
The message I have for us is just for us to continue to support the management, continue to bear with them, whatever rules or guidelines that are coming for us, talking about the clocking in and clocking out. Let us continue to come to work, clock in and clock out. Let us continue to be obedient. Let us not find ourselves doing things that will not make the authority to move forward. Anything that will make the authority, let us be good ambassadors. Let us be good ambassadors of the organization, wherever we find ourselves. In the office, outside the office, let us be people that will represent the authority well, so that we can continue to carry the flag of FHA high. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Thank you very much.
Planning to develop on your land within an FHA estate? Here's everything you need to know about why you need a building approval and common mistakes to avoid. Building approval is not just the paperwork. It is your first step to ensure your structure meets planning, safety, and environmental standards. Here are the common mistakes that can delay or deny your building approval. Your building deserves a strong foundation. For more inquiries, contact our customer support or visit www.fha.gov.ng. FHA, uniting Nigerians through housing.
on FHA Weekly. For more enquiries, you can visit our website www.fha.gov.ng, or you can engage with us on all social media platforms at FHA Nigeria. I am Itunu Kolawole. See you in the next one.